Hi there, I wanted to post an announcement with a quick video tour of our Blackboard course and my Spanish lab. And I know most of you are already well into it, but and you've accessed a lot of the materials in both places. But I try to do these weekly videos throughout the semester and talk about whatever content is particularly problematic for that week, or just general tips and advice or encouragement, just kind of depending on what it seems like everybody is needing each week. So this week, of course, we haven't really gotten into the content, so I figured a video tour is probably the most helpful. I'll try to keep it pretty quick for those of you who've already seen all of this. But this, of course, is our Blackboard page. Please use it as the kind of the skeleton, the main point of access for the course. And this landing page, the announcements, is what you will always see when you first enter our Blackboard course. And I will post an announcement at least twice a week. On Sunday or Monday, I'll post here's the plan for the week, here's what you need to keep in mind, here's what's coming up. And then I'll post the video announcement later in the week, usually on Wednesday or Thursday. And then occasionally there'll be something else, like an extra credit opportunity or a general reminder or a point of correction or something like that. So always keep an eye on the announcements. And then the faculty information, this is where you find out how to get in touch with me. Email is the best way to get a hold of me because I'm not on my campus, so in my office on campus very much this semester. So email instead of phone is the best way to get a hold of me quickly. My office hours are mostly also online, but if these are just the times I'm committing to sitting down at my computer with Zoom open. But I am, of course, available more widely than that. So always feel free to shoot me an email and see when I'm available if you're wanting to schedule a time to meet via Zoom. The syllabus and schedule, take some time to carefully review both of those things. The schedule I stick to pretty closely. Remember, this is not a total list of all of the assignments for the semester, but we shouldn't vary from what's on here, barring any kind of major catastrophe. We should stick pretty closely to that schedule. So if you like having a schedule printed and in hand, you can print that now and have it in your materials that you hang on to in paper form. And then we'll come back to assignments because that's where you'll spend most of your time. Course documents has some resources like how to type accent marks in Spanish and some of the rubrics that I use to grade the various kinds of work in the class. The discussion boards, that link takes you to the discussion boards, but those will all be linked in the weekly folder as well. So if that's easier to navigate, you can access them through the weekly folders. If you're wanting to get back to the El Pasillo, where everybody's posting their introductions, or the questions board, you can access those through this discussion board link here. And then, of course, My Lab Spanish we'll come back to as well. And then keep track of your grades. The Blackboard gradebook is what will be the most accurate representation of your overall grade in the course. You'll see grades in my Spanish lab, but they don't really. Right now, the gradebook isn't showing everything, and I'm not too worried about correcting what shows up on your end because that's not really accurate. You can go in through the completed work and you can see what grade you've gotten on each of those assignments that you've completed. And that's really all you need. You don't need to see the full gradebook because what really matters is what gets transferred into Blackboard. And that is a kind of a weekly conglomerate of all of your My Spanish Lab assignments for the week. So hopefully that makes sense. Shoot me an email if you still have questions about that and how grading works. So going back into assignments quickly, each week you'll see the weekly folder. The most current one will always be at the top. So right now what's on top, in fact the only thing in here, is week 1, and week 2 will show up sometime tomorrow. So the way it's set up, you click into each of these assignments, work your way through it. When we start into the textbook content, that will show up in the same way, sectioned out where I'll say, read these textbook pages, here's some tutorials and additional materials and resources, and these are the My Spanish Lab assignments that go along with this. So you can work through section by section, like just the vocabulary and just one grammar topic and then the next grammar topic, instead of trying to work through everything and all the multiple topics that are covered each week. So use Blackboard as a way to keep track of how to divide up your workload and access the different topics at different times as you break up your study time throughout the week. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to say about the Blackboard assignments weekly folders. And then, of course, when we click into My Lab Spanish, I'm actually just going to switch over to this tab where I already have it open. Yours will look a little bit different from this. So I'm going to switch over directly into My Spanish Lab. So you should always access My Spanish Lab through Blackboard. If you've taken other Pearson classes or even other Spanish classes and you're used to going directly to My Spanish Lab or My Math Lab or anything like that, don't do that. That same pathway will not work for this. You want to make sure you're going through this path. And of course, like I said, yours won't show the instructor materials. You'll want to go to the somewhere down here, I thought, where this was the student link, but that's all you'll see are the student links. So go through the student links, make sure that you've accessed it for the first time so that you have that connection made. I've heard of some students needing to, when they first go to access My Spanish Lab, it prompts them for a login, and it did that to me the first time too. I closed it out and went back in because you're not supposed to have to log in. Your Blackboard login works for both. When I went back in, it did not prompt me for a login the second time. So hopefully that will work. If it asks you for a login, close it and go back and try it again. So when you first come into My Spanish Lab, sorry, I'll show this whole thing. Here's what you'll see. And so I know some students will click on wherever they see the next clock on the calendar. Anytime there's a clock, that means there's something due that day. So you'll notice every Sunday there's something due. My preferred view though, this is what I would use if I were taking this course, is I go up to this assignments tab and go to the to do view. To me, this is just a more manageable way to see what all I have coming up. So there you have this assignment that's due this week, which is really just a way to confirm that you have everything set up. You're able to open an assignment and see it. Which means that hopefully that your browser is all set up and working right. So that's the main reason that I have anything at all due this week. And then next week is when we hit it hard and heavy. So what you'll see is it'll list a few assignments and then it'll have this show more at the bottom. And what you want to do is make sure that you click on that show more because it's not going to show everything that's due on September 5th until you do that. And it's not wanting to load for me, but you'll see there's a place where you can start the assignment. Each assignment, it'll show your current status. Like right now it shows as not started. If you had done 1 or 2 attempts, it would show those attempts and what your current score is. You can complete each of these up to 5 times. You don't have to do them 5 times, but up to 5. And I limit it at 5 because in the past, when I've left it unlimited, it just becomes an exercise in frustration. If you get to 3 or 4 attempts and you're still not getting a decent grade on it, you need to be, you want to contact me anyway. So after the 5 tries, so you can contact me after 3 or 4, or you can just wait. After 5 tries, it'll show you the right answer, but you'll be stuck with whatever grade you landed with. So you can decide which route you want to go. But I recommend contacting me after that 3rd or 4th try so you can get it cleared up before you use up all 5 attempts. So I think that is the bulk of what I wanted to let you know. There will be tests and quizzes. They will also be, other than that syllabus quiz in week 1, the tests and quizzes will also be in Blackboard, and they'll show up on the same day, on whatever day they're due, they'll show up in this same view. So this should work. If you have any questions, hang hang on, I forgot one thing. Over here in the right-hand corner, make sure that you are using the e-text. So you can access it here where it says arriba or here where it says e-text. Right now, you should have access to e-text activities somewhere in My Spanish Lab, and they are not showing up. So I'm working on following up on that, and I will let you know when I get that squared away. But those activities that you see in the textbook, where you can see the questions but you can't enter anything or see the answers, you should be able to access those similarly in a similar format to these SAM activities that you complete every week. And then you'd be able to see your answers after you complete them and see the correct answers. So it'd just be extra practice material for you to check your comprehension before you start into the My Spanish Lab activities. So like I said, I will check on that and let you know when those are in there and ready for you to access. Lots of information. I hope that is clear. I know I talked fast, but you can pause it, rewind it, go back, look at things again if you need to. And the rest of these videos, I usually try to keep them to 5 to 8 minutes. Try not to take up a huge chunk of your study time with these ramblings. Have a great weekend. Good luck with finishing up your week 1 assignments, and I will see you all online.